We've got a really great piece for all of you this morning. So Robert, our morning videographer, he puts together these just amazing stories about the businesses that, you know, he sees out in the community, and he stops by. And so this morning we're taking a look at Barrel and Beam. So they're known for their farmhouse ales and ciders and the sours. Like, that's what I think of. That's what I think of when I think of Barrel and Beam. But the brewery's owner, Nick Vancourt, sat down with Robert and just put together just such a great story. Take a look.
Barrel and Beam is very much a niche brewery. We're really different than most breweries in a few ways. One main reason we're different is that we produce mostly farmhouse ales, barrel soured beers, Michigan sourced beers. We really focus a lot on local sourcing. We don't have major contracts with big suppliers from far away. We know farmers and maltsters and hop growers and pelletizers personally in our state. When I drive by, King Orchards as one example of somebody we buy stuff from, I can be like, and that's gonna be our cider this year. And that is really cool. The soups are farmhouse ramen. The noodles are made out of local flour. Everything that we can put in there locally is. We are very lucky to be in Michigan, where we have an exceptional agriculture state, but also we're next door neighbors to another great state, because when it comes to getting local cheese for our kitchen, being right next to Wisconsin is also pretty awesome. That, to me, really makes this even more satisfying. Really, the story goes back almost to 2008. That is when I thought, I'm gonna open a brewery. My wife, she was my girlfriend at the time, but she said, you should really get some experience, maybe in education. I started with my internship at the Great Dane in Madison before I went to brewing school, which was a partnership between two brewing schools. So Siebel Institute in Chicago is America's oldest brewing school, as they say. And they partnered up with this school in Munich, Germany, called Doman's Academy. What this program did was it combined the book learning part in Chicago with this experiential part, where as a class we went all over Germany, Belgium, the Netherlands. So then when I came back, I ended up getting a job at Milwaukee Brewing Company. I was able to be a part of this basically startup production brewery. So I learned about things I would have never been exposed to in terms of starting breweries. Then I worked for a while for another brewery in Wisconsin called Tyranina. I just spent every day, all day running around, brewing, filtering, packaging, cleaning kegs. And that's where I met Wes and Andrea Pernsteiner, who are the majority owners of Ordach. They were talking about starting a brewery up here. They came one day to visit me at Tyranina. We really hit it off. And then ultimately I was able to come up to Marquette to start Ordach Brewing. And I'm really fortunate to have been a part of that. But I wasn't able to fully make this vision come to life. So that's when we started kind of thinking about doing this. And here we are. One of the challenges was finding a space, because we wanted to be able to do this kind of European meets American farmhouse feel. There were a few that we looked at, but we really fell in love with this place only because somehow we had the vision for what to do with it, because it was really run down. It had been vacant for a decade. We had a collapsed ceiling in one room. We had trees growing out of cracks in the pavement. But the first literal day that our general contractor showed up to start working, the first thing that happened was right here under the stairs, there was a family of raccoons. We all now picture the raccoons running freely and happily in a forest somewhere, because I don't want to think about what really happened to them. For what we needed, it was so big and needed so much, but we saw it as, we can redo half this building and the other half we can work on in the future. Because the whole building is 16,000 square feet. We've renovated almost 9,000 so far, so there's a big chunk left. 6 years, it's funny, it's like, a lot of times people say, it felt like it went by really fast, and I don't know that it did. We got off to a really good start in 2018. 2019 went great. Beginning of 2020 was going great, and then, everybody got the same curveball. 2022, it became like, okay, now things are picking back up. 2023 was better. We had a really great year. You know, part of what we've really done is really focus on the two main parts of our growth. One is these events we have. You know, we've realized that, you know, being a destination location, there's not another restaurant or bar or anything like that right next door. It's like people are literally coming here. So the more events we can have, the more people we can bring in. And then another big part of our focus has been this distribution part. We've been doing that in the UP, Lower Peninsula, almost the entire state of Wisconsin, and we'll be making our first delivery in Minnesota, mostly the Twin Cities. So that's something that we're really excited about. Last year was our first full year of having our kitchen. So we've been doing our ramen nights on Wednesdays. Those have been super popular. And also, we're really excited to say we've been able to host pop-ups for other chefs, and those other chefs have mostly been our kitchen renters. So yeah, pretty much all departments we're kind of pushing, but we know the ones that the people are responding to, you know, and it's events, food, and distribution.
Wow, that was so well done.
It was so well done, and congratulations to Barrel and Beam
Yeah.
on celebrating, you know, all that they've been through and all that they continue to accomplish. So on Monday, we'll actually be continuing that story and taking a look at their actual brewing process.
Okay.
So, you know, each brewery, it seems like they have a little bit of a different process and technique. So it's neat to see how they all individualize it and create their
Make it their own,
masterpieces.
yeah.
Yeah.